What's going on, guys? Here I am with Horn. We're going through the big list this year. First year keepers. Pumped about it. I know you guys all are. Thanks for getting your keepers in under the buzzer.
Holding keepers in my hand
yeah.
as he speaks.
Heck yeah. This is a 2018 league. This is the keepers. We don't have a name for the league yet, so if you got a good name, send them my way because I suck at that. Looking forward to everything. Remember that anybody that's kept on this list cannot be kept in the 2019 season, so you might want to hold on to it. I am going to post the digital list up too on the Facebook page after we're done all this, and I want to post a video and all that good stuff.
Live it, learn it, love it.
All right, so I'm going to go draft order for 2018, and then we're just going to alternate, and we'll talk about a little other crap at the end. All right, so first pick of the draft is Central Avenue Tigers. That's Leo Barninger. He's been around
Tigers, man. Tigers.
Freaking ever in this league, and that's awesome. His first keeper is Whit Merrifield. He'll be charged a round 21 pick for that guy. And his second keeper is Cody Bellinger, and he'll be charged a round 22 pick for that guy.
Were they both like round 22 guys, but he actually had to bump up?
Yeah, that was the bump up because neither one of them guys were actually drafted last year. So Leo,
sweet deal.
Yeah, they're pretty solid names.
Yeah, my brother Wahoo Maniacs drafted in second overall. His keepers were Anthony Rizzo and Jose Ramirez. Rizzo is a second round worth from last year. Ramirez, 8th round from last year, and he's pre-ranked in the top 10, so he's getting super big value right there. Good job, E-Horn.
Yeah, it's a solid list for sure. Number 3 is team name. That's Alan Arnold. He is the champion from 2 years ago. I actually think his keepers might have been on that team too. I'm not entirely sure, but
the year he won the league, he had these guys.
Last
year, he had these guys.
Yeah.
And now third year.
So he kind of kept them 3 years in a row. And I think he's had pretty solid results all 3 years. His first pick is Jose Altuve, and his second pick is Joey Votto. He'll be charged a first round and a second round pick, respectively, for both of those two guys.
Was Votto taken in the first round? No, he couldn't have been.
Votto was not taken in the first round. Votto was taken in the
second round.
Yeah.
So actually,
second round.
Face value.
Deep in the second round, actually.
Face value picks.
30th.
Then
that's pretty nice.
We got Pat at the 4th spot. He's actually going to be picking in the first round because he's keeping 11th rounder Marcelo Zuna, who blew up last year, and 21st rounder Sonny Gray. So he's got some room to work. He's anxious to see who the rest of these keepers are, who's available in the first round.
It's Sonny, man. I had that guy last year on the DL coming out of the draft. That's funny. He kept one of my keepers, and I kept some of the dudes he traded me.
That's what I say. That was part of the trade.
Yeah. Anyway. Next guy, Syndergaard Cop. That's Tim Smith. He is an old manager, but he wasn't here last year. Welcome back. One of the most active dudes in the league, Tim. More power to you, buddy. He picked up a team.
Which team did he pick up?
He picked up
Stifler.
Jared.
Stifler.
Yeah, Jared Stifler. I forget which one.
No.
Stiff D's or.
Jared had Kershaw. So this is his dad. This is Jeff Stifler's team.
You're right. Yeah, you're right, because Tim was the second guy coming in. Bill, he got the other team.
Yep.
But anyway, so Tim, he's keeping Giancarlo Stanton for a round 3 value.
Man, that's crazy.
And Zach Greinke for a round 6 value. Yeah, they're definitely a pretty solid foundation. I feel pretty good about those guys myself.
A lot of fantasy experts loving Arizona Diamondbacks pitchers with the whole humidor thing going on. So Greinke in the 6th round value. It's going to be... Would have been picked way earlier in the 6th round this year, so...
He's a big fan of my boy, Ron Chandler, too.
Uh-oh.
People love that guy.
The Shandy Man.
Yeah.
Chasing Tail. That's Bill. Bill's Chasing Tail. He got Jared Stifler's team from last year, and the obvious selection here, keeping first rounder Clayton Kershaw. I would be blown away if he didn't. And Gio Gonzalez, which is a 16 rounder, so he's got pitching stacked already.
Yeah, looking good on the pitching side for sure. We're talking about Bill a little bit today. That team is kind of a little shaky on the offensive side. So
he's got 15 or 14 rounds.
He's got 14 rounds to
fill in the hitting.
Snag some hitters for sure. Next guy is Corey Shank, Team Shank, another long-term manager. See, Shank, this is your year, brother. I want to see you all in, ad dropping, trading, making these moves. You got a solid set of keepers here, man. Let's see this happen. His keepers are Paul Goldschmidt in round 1 and Corey Kluber in round 2. I think it's a super solid base there. Not a ton of profit, but man, you can't. I have a hard time picking a better 2 guys out of those first 2 rounds myself.
Well, he's one of 2 dudes that kept dudes in the first and the second round. So
Yeah.
Alan Arnold, Shank, both first rounders. They're not picking until round 3.
So yeah, you've got to show up for a while. To
Yeah, I know, right? Next is me. I pick 8th, and I got a first rounder, Mike Trout. Mike Trout.
I heard of him.
overall. That's not a bad thing. And then my second keeper is Robbie Ray in the 17th round. So another Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher.
Gonna say you're feeling good about Humidor.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's deep pit. I mean, I feel like even if he washes out, it doesn't even hurt you that bad.
That's why we're doing
Feeling
this.
pretty good about him. I like what you're doing there. Next guy, Pittsburgh Bravios. That's Joe Crow out of the western Pennsylvania area. Joe's been around for a long time. Always seems to finish well. I think he tanked last year, now that I say that, but other than that, he's been a solid dude.
He's had a couple rough years.
Good-
and then
good
a
manager.
few great
A
ones.
few great ones, too, yeah.
He doesn't do a middle thing well.
Trades a lot, tough to trade with, takes you for your last dollar. But anyway, he's keeping Chris Sale.
Obnoxious trade offers. Holy
Chris Sale
cow.
in round 2, and Brian Dozier in round 3. Just like I said about Shank and out the way on team name, man. This guy's is solid up around picks. You try to get a solid foundation and go from there. Can't argue with either one of those 2 guys.
Sale round 2. I know that sounds kind of wild in the sense because he's easily a first round pick. He
Mhm.
should be a first round pick last year. I'm not sure how he made it round 2 last
I
year.
think he might have been around a horn pick, like a
Back to back.
back to back. Nah,
No, that was Leo
Actually, I can
last
tell
year.
you.
That was
It's
Leo
on here.
last year.
I can tell you he was
16.
16. No, that's what he is this year. He's 24th, so he was a second rounder.
Yeah. And then Clark's in the 10th spot. He's drafting. He's keeping his boy Gary Sanchez, New York Yankee dude. He's got round 6 value, so he'll be picking the first 5 rounds. And then he's keeping a last rounder with Travis Shaw. It's a little bit of a head scratch.
I got to throw this down. Travis Shaw. I mean, look at the value there, though.
I'm just bugging on your
Dude's a
phone.
top 100 pick according to Yahoo. So he came out of nowhere last year. I don't think he has any playing time issues out there. I like him.
Shall see.
Of course, we got to bring up Clark's draft awesomeness. Last
And
year,
Clark's hatred of
he
Leo's
was
pitching
holding
draft.
on Aaron Judge. He had him. had to bring that up, man.
Oh,
Sitting around 22. Somebody else is keeping him this year. Anyway, next guy is Roy Halladay Airlines. That's Kevin Darko. Apparently likes really morbid team names
2 years
involving
running.
death.
2 years running.
His first round pick is he'll be charged a first round pick for Charlie Blackmon, and he will be charged a 22nd round pick for Reese Hoskins, with which I mean we all know how good that guy
Pretty
is.
insane.
It's pretty
I would
good.
say it's pretty good.
Pretty solid value for sure.
Then I got,
Kevin came in second last year too, so coming
yeah.
off a second round finish and.
how
pretty-
close did he
pretty
end up
good.
getting? Like you two were shooting
I
out
beat
there.
him on the last day. He could have had that. It took a lot of pitching that day on my part to make that work.
Yeah, I blocked that out of my mind. And then Riggs' team is picking in the 12th slot. He's got Mookie Betts. That was trade with Pat, right? You got
Yeah,
him
it was
from
true with Pat. Yeah.
He's got the first round value, and then he's keeping Elvis Andrews, who I feel like has been on Rickman's team for the past 3 years.
That's not true.
It's not true, but it feels like that.
I like that guy.
feels like that. He's got round 9 value.
Big fan of Elvis Andrews. I can tell you why, but I don't want to take 15 minutes.
Well, just a word for the wise, he's not going to hit the home runs like he did last year.
I disagree. The only outlier was the fact that the balls are juiced. They're still juiced.
We'll see about that.
Okay. Attacking Vikings, which is actually a combo meal of Doug and Lydia Nielsen, their team. Been long-term co-managers, always finish well, always put up a lot of power. They're a big power team.
They love the power of the
And they don't
strikeouts.
like the saves that much.
They
They're
hate
not a
saves.
save
They
team.
love holds.
They are better at holds than anybody. But, saves, forget about it.
I want to say throughout the duration of our league having holds with that, they probably accumulate the most holds.
You get a
by
lot of
far.
holds. Whatever you're doing with the holds.
Holding it.
Yeah,
Holding it up,
stay
baby.
on it. Attacking Vikings is their team name. They're keeping Sean Doolittle in round 18. I think Doolittle's coming out this year as the Nats
Potential closer.
potential. I think if I was to do the odds, I would say definitely a favorite. And then Tommy Pham in round 22. But he had Tommy Pham on our team last year. Any of their leagues would have saw how crazy that dude was. I think he ended up being 2020.
Well, he says right here he's pre-ranked at 55.
Pre-ranked at 55, so right there you go. I
A
don't
third round value in the last round.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And Swish and Bobby Shokoff, they're in the 14th slot. They're keeping two dudes in 21st and 22nd round, so they got all their picks leading up to the last two. Josh Bell, round 21, and Andrelton Simmons, round 22. There you go. Have fun with that.
Have fun
That
with
seems
that,
like you got to have
gentlemen.
a little bit of a project here.
Yeah, I mean, not going to kill you down that low, but
Yeah, it's just like me with Robbie Ray. If they flame out, you drop
That's
him
right.
and pick up someone
get
else.
somebody else. Next one is All Rise. That team is I think it's based on Judge. That's
Jeff Barner.
Jeff Barninger out there in Colorado, smoking it up.
Whoa. I just
Maybe not. I have no idea.
Elevation for the
I say that he
Rockets,
could if he wanted to.
but-
It's legal. So he's taking Garrett Richards, round 14.
His shoulder and elbow not exploding.
I heard he's working on curveball, which is supposed to help alleviate. I don't know how much he's going to mix with the slider, but he wants to stay around longer. And like you said, even round 14 is arguably a throwaway round if something goes wrong. And then of course his second slot is round 22. Mr. Aaron Judge is already mentioned in this video. Certainly a solid value to be sure.
Yep. And then last rounded out, Mealy. He's keeping, I don't know. To me, having the last pick in the first round and keeping a first rounder as good as Nolan Arenado, that might be one of the best picks in the draft already, and we haven't even had it. I'm jealous you have Arenado. I'll trade you Trout for Arenado right now. Just saying that.
That's
But
reasonable.
Arenado is his first round pick, and then he's keeping Wilson Contreras, which is ninth round value. Brigham, floor is yours.
Yeah. Okay. One other thing I did, because I like to screw around with numbers. I went through and I tried to figure out what the picks were last year and what those picks are valued at this year to see who had the greatest value, as it says. And that was pretty easy to do. I don't know if you guys have messed around with Yahoo or not, but the rankings are different depending on where you go. I used a link I searched and found Yahoo rankings, but they're different, so don't hold me to these as rules or laws, but they're pretty accurate, I think. So the biggest profit, dude, I don't know, you want a drum roll or something? The big team, as far as profit goes, is actually our number one drafter, Central Avenue Tigers. He's, like we were saying, he picked Whit Merrifield and Cody Bellinger. He was charged to pick 331 and then charged to pick a 352 for them. Well, they're ranking at 83 and 25 respectively. If you take the spaces between there, that's a 575 round profit. And not that there's 575 rounds, but that's pretty high.
575
Pick profit, yeah. Difference between the picks. And that's, I would say, pretty far and away the best team as far as value, according to Yahoo.
Well, the next closest isn't even
into 500s.
Well, it's not even 100 picks.
You're not even right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want to fire that? You want me to fire that?
No, go for it.
Okay. It's Doug and Lydia's team attacking Vikings. They're the ones that kept Sean Doolittle in the 18th and Tommy Pham in round 22. That's a 277 pick and a 341 pick for value of 135 and 55 respectively. So there's definitely value there. They're getting a solid core right out of the gate there.
So what do you think is like off the scale? What do you think? What do you got?
And what's my team?
Yeah,
what's the team I would
who's
love
looking
to?
the best? Who's looking the best?
What's the team that I would go into?
Just a gut
You're
shot.
gonna give me yours then too, right?
Got a shot. Yeah.
All right, cool. Man, I feel like a homer going this route, but my goodness, if I had the keepers that there's two teams I'm on the fence about. I won't mention the second one in case he says it, but I'll say it after if he doesn't. But as much as they're not getting value per se, Altuve and Votto ridiculous. If you look at what those guys do every year in our league, team names coming out of the gate freaking on fire, in my opinion.
He's in first place, baby.
Yeah, and he has a high pick, so that third round when he does pick, he'll be right at the top of that round. So he'll swing something pretty good there too. We know he has abilities. He won 2 years ago. I think he finished really high a couple years before that. He's usually up there. He's a good manager. He works hard, and he's my uncle. I don't know if that means anything, but
Well, the one that jumps off the page, I've been talking to my brother about this for months now. I mean, he's been up in the air about who he's keeping, but his team, he's keeping Rizzo in the second round, Ramirez in the 8th round. They're both pre-ranked in the top 15, and he's picking second overall.
Yeah.
So gonna have 3 players pre-ranked in the top 15 right out of the gate. That's
if I love Altuve and Votto so much, that is clearly a freaking insane relationship. That was my number 2.
It's just
B Horn.
insane.
Well, and you're talking about position versatility too. That this guy's had. Rizzo in this league actually has second base eligibility.
First and second base, and Ramirez is second and third base.
Second and third base. So you're locking up really difficult positions right out of the gate. Yeah, I'm with you, man. That team is kind of crazy. So not to throw a little, I don't know, you want to call it water on the fire here, but you got a team on here that you're like, I can't really see where they're going. Do you have one of them?
Well, with keepers, there's so many different ways you can go about it. I mean, like what I did. Like I kept like a super safety. Like, hey, I'm gonna ride tried and true with Mike Trout, and I'm gonna take a flyer on Robbie Ray. He had a breakout year last year, younger dude, like not super old. Strikeout rate jumped way up. A lot of people thinking it's gonna stay up, especially with the Diamondbacks home park issues and the humidor. Like they're thinking he could get even more value this year, and I'm okay with that. But but some of these dudes picking like double late rounders, double early rounders. You can go either way. I mean, when you keep the double early rounders, you got to keep them. Like they got to perform. Like last year, I had Miguel Cabrera in the first round, and I stayed with him for 4 months.
Worked out well for you, buddy.
3 months later than I should have got rid of him after April. So I mean, you're kind of locking yourself down. You gotta see these guys perform. So when they start, I don't know, having issues, that's when your team starts having issues. That's what happened to me. But these dudes are keeping, like, Swisher, Josh Bell, Simmons, they flame out, drop them, freaking add peeps, ASAP.
Yep. Yeah, those guys are definitely kind of wild cardy, but you are getting value there. They are ranked higher. I know we mentioned that particular team a couple times on here. Where are they ranked? Where are they? Let me see here.
It's not bad, 325 down here.
Oh, yeah. He got 325 value, which puts him in the top 5 overall because I guess Bell's ranked at 144 and Simmons is ranked at 204. So, you know, there's freaking 300 or 150 spaces almost between those picks. Close.
Well, there's 362 draft.
Yeah, 362
people
slots.
that get drafted. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's nothing to kill you there. So now I'll get a little negative on somebody here. Let me see.
Let's hurry it up though.
Yeah, we don't. Well, you guys don't got much. Yeah, I want to watch this forever. Man, I'm not a judge guy, but you can't argue with round 22 that guy.
Oh,
I'm just not a judge guy. I'm just not a judge guy, but yeah, you're right.
That's the easiest.
I mean, I don't think he's even close to where he's ranked.
Yeah.
But even if he's 100, that's value.
Bellinger. I mean, Bellinger and Judge are like the same dude to me. Like the last round.
Yeah.
Like whatever you get is just insane.
Yeah.
Unless they completely tank or get hurt or whatnot.
Right.
But they were the easiest 2 keepers. Like me looking at the teams from last year, those are the 2.
As far as dudes, I thought I'd be able to get and wouldn't be kept. Garrett Richards, I thought I'd be able to get him. I had him last year. He didn't do a gosh darn thing last year, but I definitely feel good about him this year. And for round 14 value is pretty cool. Catchers, I'm always questionable about too, but I feel like the catchers that are kept are the ones that probably should have been kept if you were going to keep one. Freaking Gary Sanchez, obviously, they got him ranked they got him ranked at 26 on the list I saw. 26.
Yeah.
That's. Whew. I don't know if that's above Posey, but I'm thinking it has to be.
No, it is.
Okay.
It is.
All right. That's crazy. 26. Yeah. So I don't know, guys. Ready to get started here with this. I'm real pumped about it. Get your money in. Most people have theirs. I know a lot of people are bringing it at the draft. Looking forward to it. I know Horn wants to put a plug in for the draft.
Well, we're doing it at Arugas, and
Yep.
at least us 2 are getting suited up. My brother's getting suited up, and I urge you guys to get suited up too, man.
Yeah, it should be something interesting, pretty fun. Rock a baseball hat.
Well, the draft officially starts at 1. We're getting to Arugas about an hour earlier, so we get food, whatnot, and live it up, drink it up.
Yeah, they got Wi-Fi. I'll bring in like cords and stuff too. If you guys forget to plug in, you're gonna want to make sure you bring something to plug in if you're bringing a laptop. Because what did we say it was 1 to 5 last time? About 1 to 5. It takes a little.
Well,
bit
we
of time.
didn't get out there to 5. We hung around there for a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Freaking razzing people about picks and stuff.
I just want to say, it's last year. Swisher and Bobby showed up. They came in like, oh, we don't know who we're keeping. And I told everybody, I was like, man, they got the number 1 pick. Altuve is the easiest pick in the world. They're gonna mess it up and take Trout. And guess what? They took Trout. He was great. Altuve was the better player.
He was a better player
He
last
proved
year.
it.
And that could have implications moving forward. If Uncle Wade, let's just say he wins without Altuve this year, we can't keep him again. So you're right.
Yeah.
It could have implications after this year. That's true.
The guys that we just said definitely the can't keep list for 2019.
Yeah, and they will be indicated on Yahoo. I think they have a big K by their name. Not entirely sure, but it sticks with them all year, regardless of whether or not they're dropped or whatever. So it's easy to go.
Were you able to go in and assign these keepers to us?
I am able to
that?
do that, but yes, I am able to do that, but I haven't done it yet. I will do it probably tonight.
All right, cool.
If not tonight, then early tomorrow.
Then we'll see you guys next weekend.
Yep. Good luck, gentlemen.